fuck, she can sing so high. Symphony! So that there is one of the trickiest parts about belting, actually. Kia ora and welcome. My name is ZoeStibi and I'm a vocal coach with apparently about 18 years of experience teaching people like yourself how to sing. And I really need to work on my articulation, I will admit that. So today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at Zara Larson with Symphony. I saw this came up this year's performance and I must admit, like, Symphony is not Symphony without Zara Larson, so I just skipped to the Zara Larson video. If you do want to learn to belt like Zara Larson, you need to get a fucking handle on your chest voice, so check out the link in the description below because my Find Your Chest Voice course is out and I'd love to help you find it. Let's see what Zara's up to. She doesn't need my help.
Are you with me right now? I've been hearing symphonies, silence, a rhapsody for you and me, and every melody is timeless. Life was stringing me along, then you came and you cut me loose, solo singing on my own. Now I can find the key without you, and now your song is on repeat, and I'm dancing on.
Interesting vocal choices she is making there. We shall discuss in detail. Very interesting. I think Zara Larson has a chest voice sound at the beginning there. It's very pressed though. Let's go and have a little. She goes, all I do was not making fun of her, please. This is just me doing a really pressed vocals. All I feel is silence. You can kind of feel that like stopping of the vocal folds every now and again. Let's watch that again.
I've been hearing symphonies, silence, a rhapsody for you and me, and every melody is timeless.
You get every melody is timeless. So it's like little, almost like the vocal folds are being pressed together. And we're gonna hear it now. And now your song is on repeat. And she's almost gone into like a different sort of sound there. So, I mean, look, Zara Larson is the ultimate professional. You do whatever the fuck she wants with her vocal technique. But a lot of people do struggle with stuff like this and they think that this is sort of like a normal way to approach the chest voice. I would say this is like very experienced chest voice use. So what we want to do though is to bring a lot of that pressure back and to find the chest voice without all of that going on. Find a chest voice that's able to use vibrato and have like a little bit more resonance going on. And then this is a layering effect that we would use.
A rhapsody for you and me, and every melody is timeless. Life was stringing me along, then you came and you cut me loose, solo singing on my own. Now I can find the key without you.
I like that. What was that word that she just said?
Life was stringing me along.
So we can hear that she can do that. Life was stringing me along. And to that slightly, you could say bigger sound, but actually it's really just that pressure on the vocal folds has been lifted. And now now this is the chest voice that we were looking for.
Life was stringing me along.
We can hear that she's going, life was stringing me along, you know, playing around with those colors as well with a little bit of breath coming in, opening the vocal folds just ever so slightly from the back. So this would be where I would say that like you would need to start with your chest voice sound, that we would start from that sort of like unaffected sound. And then the effects can be layered on top of it.
Life was stringing me along, then you came and you cut me loose.
Again, then you came and you, like lots of pressure going into that sound. I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying like if you're trying to create that much pressure and you're not a professional singer, that might be challenging.
Solo singing on my own. Now I can find the key without you, and now your song is on repeat, and I'm dancing on to your heartbeat. And when you're gone, I'm feeling just wanna be part of your symphony.
She's an amazing singer, right? She's like, and that's what everyone's just waiting for her to like belt the shit out of something way up there high. Totally standard for a lot of belters who spend a lot of time right up in the highest part of their ranges. Sort of, I'm not saying struggling, but they sort of like letting a little bit of that air coming into that mid section of the song. We're just going to go back into that. It could also just be a choice that she's making. We would want to just double check that you can sing it with air and without air, rather than just with air, without air as being like the standard kind of sound. Air, in my opinion, is also an effect, because really when we're looking at like vocal technique to last the ages, if you are not having a good vocal day, you are going to want to reduce the amount of air that you have got in your sound.
To your heartbeat, and when you're gone, I feel incomplete. So if you want the truth, I just wanna be part of your symphony. Will you hold me tight and not let go? Symphony, like a love song on the radio. Will you hold me tight and not let go? I'm sorry if it's all too much, but every day you're here, I'm healing. And I was running out of love.
Okay, so we can really hear that when she's going down to the lower part of the range, we've got a lot of that tension kind of coming into the sound, a lot of that almost that little bit of pressure coming into the vocal folds. And when she was, she can sing so high, Symphony! She's insane, right? Like, so we've got that belty sound really further up in the range. And there's no air in the sound. Like, air is the death of belt, people. Air is the death of belt. We also want to think about not searching for the volume. So you see there, actually, the microphone's quite close to her. Watch that again. Watch her mic technique.
And I'm dancing on to your heartbeat. And when you're gone, I feel incomplete. So if you want the truth, I just wanna be part of your symphony.
There you go. Symphony! Yeah! So we're actually, it's quite interesting. A lot of the time when you hear these belt sounds, we think like, fuck me, that's really loud. But actually, when you are singing it, it is not particularly loud. If I was to step away from the Symphony! Yeah! It's actually not that loud. And that's because this sound is created by a thicker than thick vocal fold, a short, sharp, high breath, and pressure being built up underneath the vocal folds. But we want to make sure that we're not gripping, we're not pushing, we're not tensing. So if you do want to learn how to belt really, really freaking high, or you just want to improve your belt in general, then check out the link in the description below, because my new singing course, Belt Better, I should really have practiced the name, Better Belting. Yes, there's also articulation available. My new singing course, Better Belting, is going to be coming out next year. So get on the wait list so you can get your hands on that course.
I just wanna be part of your symphony. Will you hold me tight and not let go? Symphony, like a love song on the radio. Will you hold me tight and not let go? I'm sorry if it's all too much.
So that there is one of the trickiest parts about belting, actually. It's not just the belting itself, it's actually coming back out of the belting and transitioning back into that chest voice sound, usually in the verses then. And it is about releasing the muscles here that raise the larynx in order to allow the larynx to go back down to the height that it needs to be for this more chest voice sound. Still thick vocal folds, but it's got a lot, the larynx is lower, right? And there's not so much like tension holding the larynx up there. You'll notice as well, she's wearing perfect outfit to have a look at this. Watch her abdominal muscles this time, and you'll see that they're actually not really contracting at all.
I'm sorry if it's all too much, but every day you're here, I'm healing. And I was running out of love. I never thought I'd find this feeling, 'cause I've been hearing symphony. And before all I heard was silence, rhapsody for you and me. Every melody is timeless, and now you're be part of your symphony.
She's now not, the song's not hard enough. She's gonna fucking start jumping around and dancing at the same time. That's hard. That's hard. That's really, really hard. That's actually a perfect way to help you with stage fright, actually, funnily enough. Was if you were to jog on the spot, you're going to raise your heart rate. It's going to symbolize, or it's just going to, you know, bring up your heart rate like as if you were nervous or suffering from stage fright. And that's going to help you to then train how to hold back the breath the whole time. So that's one of the things. When you are jumping like that, you're trying to make sure that that movement is not allowing the sound. Like if I was to allow that to kind of affect my breath, it would be like this. But what you're trying to do the whole time is you're holding back the breath. And this is excellent training for your singing. You don't need some sort of fancy fucking walking pad or anything like that you see out online there. Honestly, just jump from side to side, like, or go for a walk. I do this stuff when I'm walking my dogs and I go in the forest and I do some singing exercises. My dogs can sniff about and I get to practice my singing while I'm walking. So, but if you don't have that opportunity and you're maybe inside or whatever, just jumping side to side. And if you find that challenging, then actually just walking on the spot or even walking around your room is also actually a great way for you to hit these higher belt notes and at the same time work up the energy and your cardiovascular ability when you are singing.
I'm feeling complete, so if you want the truth, let's go. I just wanna be part of your symphony. Will you hold me tight and not let go? Symphony, like a love song on the radio. Will you hold me tight and not let go? I'm not feeling complete, so if you want the truth. And now your song is on repeat, and I'm dancing on to your heartbeat. And when you're gone, I'm feeling complete. Oh.
So, I mean, look, I know that Zara Larson does sing a lot of these sort of dance tracks, so I get it. It's her thing, but the song can get a little bit boring, really, when you're talking about singing. You're sort of going like, very, very same. And when you've got just this bridge of there's not really like a lot of emotional revelations that are going on in the song. This song actually works really, really well as an acoustic version on the guitar. I really, really love it. If you just take the key down a little bit so it's not quite as screamy up there, or you sing it, and now my song is on repeat, and you sing it a little bit more sort of like sensitively, softly with a bit of breath, that can be a really, really cool song actually. So what we've got there is she was dancing around. Now, Zara Larson's an amazing singer, so her cardiovascular ability is going to be like her fitness level is going to be like off the charts. She's looks like a very fit woman. So, you know, don't sort of go like, oh my God, I could never do that. You can build up to that. It's just about, you know, running and getting your cardiovascular strength up. Yeah. So that's like a lot of cardio exercise, not a lot, but like cardio exercises, also weightlifting, things like that will strengthen as well your overall ability to hold back the air. And that is one of the things that's most important, especially when we're talking about belting or even singing higher. We're talking a lot of the time about holding back the air and strengthening those back muscles. So talking about like lat pull downs or any type of rows or things like that in the gym are really going to be helpful for that. We'll have another, like, we're going to keep watching, but I want you to take a note of like her chin because she's looking up over the crowd, but she's not really like craning with her neck.
To your heartbeat, and when you're gone, I'm feeling complete. Oh, I just wanna be part of the symphony. Will you hold me tight and not let go? Symphony, like a love song on the radio. Hey, symphony,
Oh, so good. And you go, hold me got this lovely thinner vocal fold sound there, a bit more of a head voice sound going on at the end there. And we're not really, look at this mouth shape though. A little bit of a vibrato coming, got more of a round, hold me tight and not let go. So we got more of this round shape going on there. That's probably like harking back to when she was in her singing lessons at an earlier age. It's just also a little bit easier because when you go, hold me tight and not let go, the wider the mouth, the more spread your lips are, the higher the sound is going to be. And that's not really what we want for this head voice sound. We want a slightly more relaxed lip, and even a lip coming forward is really going to help you to darken that sound a little bit. But also, this is just not optimal for working on your head voice. But if you do want to learn more about how vowels can help you or hinder you with your singing, because your vowel shape really does have a huge knock-on effect to which vocal quality you're going to be singing in, check out the link in the description below, because that is one of the lessons available for you in the Vocal Academy. Let's just have a little look at this, because we've got these little growls coming in there. The growl is the original, is knocking together. There's the cartilage, there's the open and close, the vocal folds. But it's not a loud growl, it's just a little bit coming in there. Here we go. Symphony! And she went into that head voice there, and she used that Symphony! That natural Pagio of flipping from that belt sound into a falsetto sound. And I love using that as a way to color the sound rather than going, Symphony! And like, actually that wasn't disappeared at all. That's what classical singers like to do, to have no Pagio whatsoever. But actually, if you go from belting into falsetto, it is going to create quite a big cut there. So rather than belting the shit out of those higher notes is what I was meaning. And it does also create like a little bit of sensitivity, like rather than just yelling the whole chorus, because sometimes belting for a really long period of time can just kind of feel like you're just yelling at your audience. And then when she went, oh, oh, she was repeating herself at the end. Let's watch that. Like she can just like break out. I'm going to do something that's not in the plan of the song. So when she's going, oh, oh, she's basically just doing the same thing. She's up on the C sharp 5, oh, oh, up to the D. I mean, that is high in terms of belting, but it's not high for Zara Larson. You know, she's going to be able to belt like right up in the stratosphere, because once you really get into that belting kind of like grain, it's very, very easy for you to continue belting if we're taking a lot of the weight out of the sound as we're going higher. But you can hear that, and she put like more energy into the performance there, and that's the way that she's building that interest in that second half of and that little bit of kind of riffing that she was doing there, by adding in more of the energy into the performance rather than just adding volume into the sound. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to increase the energy in the performance, because that kind of gives the audience that cheat idea that we're like singing way, way louder than we really are. But Zara, I love a good Zara Larson performance. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite Zara Larson performance is, and send me a link with a live performance. I'd absolutely love to have a look at it. If you have enjoyed this video today, then hit that subscribe button so we can hang out more often. Honestly, a whole bunch of you that watch my videos aren't subscribed to the channel, and it does really help me to grow my channel so I can help people like yourself with their vocal technique. And if you want to learn more about vocal technique, check out the link in the description below, because I have very, very limited spaces available for one-to-one classes, and my brand new course, Better Belting, will be coming out in 2025. So get on the wait list down in the description below so you can nab it before anyone else does. Have an awesome rest today. Just remember that anyone can learn to sing. Honestly, you just have to be given the tools, and that's what I'm here for. So subscribe to the channel. I'll see you around next time. Happy singing. Kaki te rau.